Hello, hello, upper primary, and welcome to our final performing arts lesson of the week. We will, of course, be continuing with our Mary Poppins work, which has been going so well. I'm so happy. But before we do, of course, we're going to get warm. Make sure you've got your comfies on now that you're home from school. Long hair's tied back, water nearby, because that dance, we're going to need water. And you have plenty of space to move around as we move ourselves into the fabulous world of Mary Poppins. But first, let's get warm. Let's start with our first movements to help with our vocal warm-up. So we're going to move our body first. And I know you're thinking, well, that's not a vocal warm-up, but it just loosens the body because we need to involve all the body when we sing. So let's start with some gentle shoulder rolls back. We'll do a proper dance warm-up in a moment too as well. And some shoulder rolls forward. Very nice. And we will just swing our head from side to wake the neck up, because of course this is where all our vocal cords are. All the way around and the other way. And hopefully you have your feet planted on the ground and they're nice and solid to help us stay grounded when we sing, but we need to loosen the knees up a little bit, so we'll just bend and stretch the knees. Lovely jubbly. All right, so now we're going to think about the mouth and how we're going to warm that up. And we're going to start with a big fake yawn that leads into a sigh. So let me show you first. It's going to go. So we're opening the mouth as big as we can, and I'm sure grown-ups have told you, put your hand over your mouth when you yawn. But we're not really yawning, are we? We're doing like a fake yawn to warm ourselves up, so don't even worry about it. Ready? So join me with this yawn. We go. And into a nice smiley sigh. Try that one more time. Now we're ready to start making some sounds. A siren is just like the sound you hear if you were to see a fire engine or an ambulance or a police car moving quickly down the road to get to an emergency. That's the sound of the siren, and we are going to be making that sound with our voices. So we're going to keep our lips closed together, and we're going to start with a low sound. It slides up to a high sound and comes back down to the bottom again. So have a little listen to our example. Okay, would you like to try it with me? So starting low, high, and back down again. 1, 2, 3. Got it? Should we have another go? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can feel my head going up and down at the same time. Right, I'm going to try with a hand this time. So, for what we just did, my hand would go. Yeah, so you are going to have to follow the hand. If it's low, it's the lowest sound. Highest is up here. And let's see if you can follow the hand, okay? I'll do the first couple with you, then you do it on your own. So we go. Okay, let's try again. Okay, now I'm not going to make the sound, and it's down to you. Are we ready? Here we go. Did you get that last one? Well done. All right, let's get warm. We'll start with a couple of big deep breaths in, so feet out to a jazz second, nice and grounded.
And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake.
Let's give it another one.
As free, it's very clear to see.
All right, we're going to start with a step tap. Side to side. Nice and light swinging arms. Let's get the arms higher. Alright, let's do a little run. Pretend you're whistling. Okay, 2 to the side. On the side. We're going to do open, in, jump, clap, clap. Try it again. 2 and 2. Out, in. Jump, clap, clap. 1 more. Out, in. We're going to run. Good. And shoulders. Take them back and forward. Alright, let's get the arm nice and wide. Other way, forward. Let's do our heads quick. So side, 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 side. Up, down, and circle. Woo. We're going to try this little sequence again. Out, in, jump, clap, clap. And again, 2 and 2. Out, in, jump, clap, clap. Once more, but no claps. Out, in, run. Nice and light. We'll get those arms involved. Here we go. Nice and strong. Run forward for me, 8. Kick your bum. And back, lift up. Bam, 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 bam. You did it. As you can see here on the screen, we are going to develop from the smallest, tiniest seed on the far end there up to a beautiful flower. And we have to the count of 10 to get from the smallest shape we can into our big blossoming flower. And things might happen along the way. Don't get there too quick. You've got to get to the flower for 10. Not 7, not 9, 10. Okay, so can you crouch on the floor in the smallest shape that you possibly can to become your seed? Okay, I'm going to start to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it's raining! Can you make your little plant go a little bit wilted? Oh, the sun's coming back out again. 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's a big gust of wind. Can your flower move with the wind? Oh, it's calm again. 8. Should be almost there. 9. Keep growing. And 10. Hopefully you are a big, beautiful flower now and you've used all your body to get there. Oakley dokley team, so it is time for our singing lesson, and of course we have been working on this fabulous little number, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and we've been getting all kinds of accents going on as well, haven't we? We've got to the Cockney part with the guy singing. I hope you had some fun with parents and your Cockney rhyming slang yesterday. I wish I could hear. If anybody wants to send me a video of any just so I can have a little laugh, please do. Right then, so shall we have a practice of what we've got so far, and then we'll add a little bit more on. Okay, here we go. So much as you can remember, trying to think of those accents as well if you can. We've got Mary first. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I'm the little umbrella, I'm the little umbrella, I'm the little umbrella, I'm the little umbrella. 'Cause I wasn't right to speak when I was just a lad. My father gave me nose a tweak and told me I was bad. It is until we try and do it. Did you remember that? The umdiddle-liddles are trying to mess you up, aren't they? They just don't let you breathe. If you need to get rid of some, that's fine. Okay, let's find out what we've got next. But then one day I learned a word. say no. Kind of. So, but then one day I learned a word that saved me aching nose, and there's that me again instead of my, and it's just an accent thing that we discussed yesterday, okay? So, my father gave me nose a tweak and told me I was bad, but then one day I learned a word that saved me. Oh, I can't remember the tune now. Let's go back. Oh, tell me I was bad. Then one day I learned a word that saved me aching nose. That's it. I've got them too fast. But then one day I learned a word. It's exactly the same tune as la da 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 da, because I was afraid to speak. Yes, the beginning is the same tune. I'm confusing matters. Take a moment, Mrs. Bates. Right. Do you know the beginning of the verse? Because I was afraid to speak when I was just a lad. But then one day I learned a word. It's exactly the same. It's the next line that goes up, all right? But then one day I learned a word, exactly the same, because I was afraid to speak. Yes, so we know that tune already. It's the next bit. That saved me aching nose goes higher. But then one day I learned a word that saved me aching nose. Go up on saved and it'll help you. But then one day I learned a word that saved me aching nose. Yes? Feel like it didn't help with that much. One more time. 1, 2, 3. And but then one day I learned a word that saved me aching nose. Yes? Let me try and find it just from the verse. Let's go from the young littles. Sing it with me. Cause I was afraid to speak when I was just a lad. My father gave me nose a tweak and told me I was bad. But then one day I learned a word that saved me aching nose. Forgot to mention it's really, really fast, everyone. Same tune. Did you get it? Then oh, it's gone. But then one day I heard a word that saved me aching nose. Yes? Now the next bit's kind of weird because they talk it. So it's kind of not a tune. You just go, the biggest word you ever heard. And that's when our drama comes in. The biggest word you ever heard. Now, what do you notice about the biggest word you ever heard? It's not there once, is it? It is twice. And this, you can see there's a bit of pink coming in. And this is down in the blue quadrant. So that means this is where Mary and the guy sing together. I'm calling him the guy. You should probably know his character name. I can't remember who it is. It's not Bert, but it's someone. Maybe it is Bert. I don't think it's Bert. I'll look that up. Anyway, it's both at the same time. So you have got now a drama choice. Whether you'd like to say the biggest word you ever heard in your Mary Poppins voice, or the biggest word you ever heard in your Cockney voice. So we are in Cockney land there, but if you're struggling with it, you could go back up to the Mary Poppins voice at this point, okay? And we're just going to say it. The biggest word you ever heard. It's just talky. Yeah? So, go back a tiny bit. But then one day I learned a word that saved me aching nose. The biggest word you ever heard. And this is how it goes. Oh. And you can imagine what's coming now. We're back to where we were. It's kind of hard to... And this is how it goes. Oh. So we're back into singing again, okay? Because I was afraid to speak when I was just a lad. Me father gave me nose a tweak and told me I was bad. But then one day I heard a word that saved me aching nose. The biggest word you've ever heard. And this is how it goes. Oh. But really, really fast. And that's us for today. That is enough. Because then we'll go into supercalifragilistic and it speeds up. And then there's some umdiddle-liddles with a key change. Okay? So that has really pushed us quite far along the song now, because then we can do the chorus again. It's exactly the same as before. Okay? So, with that in mind, let's try just the new bit. We'll try the verse, and then we'll go all the way back to the beginning and add all that on, alright? Let's go from this bit. Cause I was afraid to speak when I was just a lad. My father gave me nose a tweak and told me I was bad. Then one day I learned a word that saved me aching nose. The biggest word you've ever heard. It's not the same fall, but we can look about that tomorrow. Now, did you notice in that chorus, the pink and the blue stayed? So you can go back to supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, or you can go superfragilifragilisticexpialidocious. I can't even speak. You can choose to be the guy or the girl and do the accent. Okay? We're being a bit Jekyll and Hyde, like two faces. You could almost do some face paint of half like a Lady Mary face and half a Cockney face, because we have to keep turning to be different characters, don't we? All right, everyone, let's go up to there from the beginning, and that is us out of time. Oh, it's not moving. There we go. From the tippity. Ready? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I'm the little lumpy lie, I'm the little lumpy lie, I'm the little lumpy lie, I'm the little lumpy lie. Because I was afraid to speak when I was just a lad. My father gave me nose a tweak and told me I was bad. But then one day I learned where they say that you know the biggest word you've ever heard, and this is how it goes. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I'm the little lumpy lie, I'm the little lumpy lie, I'm the little lumpy lie, I'm the little lumpy lie. I need to breathe. That is so difficult to sing, isn't it? And you know what? We're like only halfway through, less than halfway through. I might have a sit down before we start dancing. I don't know about you lot. So you can see we're going to go back on the same tune, but now it's going to be Mary singing because we've got the pink. But we'll worry about that tomorrow, team. My watch is saying we are done for singing for the day. So that's me. Well done. All right, people. Hello over there. I feel like I'm miles away. I've moved the camera right back because we're going to need a lot of space for the next move in our step in time extravaganza. So let's recap what we did before we add on our new bit, rain the chimney. All right, so we have started with doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Then we do two what, people? You know the word. Step of cat in French is pas de chat. They've got it, they've got it. We go da-da, da-da. No, it's step in time, step in time. Then we beckon everybody else, come over. Come on, lads, let's step in time. Then we've got the tricky bit. Plie, arm, up, knees, down. Step in time. Knee, arm, up, stretch, arms. And then we go straight forward, 3 walks to the heel with our lovely big cockney elbows. Step in time, step in, and back. Da, 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 ba, ba, ba. Then we tap our foot. Never need a reason, never need a bend and stretch. Step in time and step in time. 4 walks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get your knees up. We did a cross turn yesterday, and that took us to our 4 kicks to the side and 4 to the front. Up, up, up and up, 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 up and up. And then we quickly swap our feet to do this again. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. 2 kicks. Kick your feet up, and then we did step in time, bum, bum. I'm looking confused because I am, because I can't remember. I think we did that. And I think we did 3 walks, 2, 3, before they go around the chimneys, and off we go and we'll learn this new bit. Now, shall we do what we've got so far, people? Let's try. From the beginning. From the chimney. Here we go.
Stepping time, come on, buddy, stepping time.
Bend, up, legs down, stepping time. Here we go.
Stepping time, stepping time, stepping time.
And elbows, down and up. 4 walks, cross bend, and up, to the front, and 2. That is it. Wowzers. Good. I like it a lot. I can't stop smiling when I do it because I like this dance. So we're over here, right? And it goes round the chimney. In the movie, Mary and the two children, Michael and Jane, are kind of sat around a central chimney, which was the roof that Bert was on. And all the chimney sweeps do a big circle around that chimney. So it's important that you see the pattern before we start to move it. So we're imagining we've got the lovely Mary and the children in the middle, and we need to go around the outside and we're making a big old circle. But of course, we can't just walk it, can we? We're London chimney sweeps in the middle of a musical. So, we bring our arms up in our fisties, elbowies. We're going to do a step turn, and then you do 2 gallops with like, I think they do flappy arms. No, maybe they do. I think they might do it uppy downy actually, because flappy arms is next. And you do that 4 times. So it goes, watch first. Step, turn, step together, step, turn, step together, step, turn, step together, step, turn, step together. And we kind of do like a circle and a quarter and we end up at the front. Okay, try it with me. 5, 6, 7, 8. Just feet. Step, turn, step together, step, turn, step together, step, turn, step together, step, turn, step together. Did you make it? Are you dizzy? Yes. A little trick for dizziness that dancers do. If you put your hand flat, put your fingers across like your nose, halfway across your face, stops your eyes going. Focus. Okay? That's tricky, isn't it? And of course, you know, it's just not going to be that slow. Let's try now with the arms. If the big circle and the turning within a circle, the circle within a circle is really confusing matters, then just, you can walk it if you want. Walk, step together, walk, step together. Yeah? You can still do the gallopy thing without the turn. Or you can just try and keep this on the spot. If you don't want to think about going around the chimney and Mary and the children. Okay? Try bear with though. Try again. See how it goes. We'll do it at the same speed, but we'll try and get them arms in. So keep them up and down, up. Keep them up and down, up. All right? Up on the turn, down on the gallops. Ready? 5, 6, round the chimney. Step, turn, gallop and a gallop and step. Turn, gallop and a gallop and step. Turn, gallop and a gallop and step. Turn, gallop and a gallop. Yes. And we're going to ignore the never need a reason, never need a rhyme, because it just isn't time. We're too busy going round the chimney, aren't we? Shall we try a bit faster? Uh-oh. Just go with it, people. Just smile. Ready? 5, 6, 7, we go. Step, turn, da, step, turn, ba, step, turn, ba, step, turn, ba. Oh my goodness. It is very dizzy. One day I'll teach you how to spot and use your eyes properly when you turn, but for now we'll just have fun being dizzy. Okay, it's very quick. So we'll have gone, kick your knees up, step in time. Bum, bum, 1, 2, 3, and then we go. Come straight in after that. Should we just be brave and do it? What time are we on? Let's just be brave. Give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? We fall over. It's all right. It'll be fine. We haven't got far to fall, you know? You're short. You're kids. It's fine. Let's try. Just do be careful when people don't hurt themselves. Right, let's give it a couple of goes then. Here we go. Ready? Oh. Woo! Here we go.
Stepping time, come on, buddy, stepping time.
Knees, arm, hold straight and step in time. Walk.
Stepping time,
And tap your foot. Down and up. Forwards. Cross turn.
Keep your knees up.
To the front. And. Ready, here we go.
Round the chimney.
Round. Woo! if you want to simplify it, but it's just go for it, you know. It's just a case of going for it, to be honest with you. You'll get there. Just, do you know what might be good? If instead of a chimney with Mary Poppins in the middle, you've got like a load of cushions. So that when you fall into it, it's a soft land. No, you'll be fine. Just, you can slow it down. You don't have to do 4. Don't forget, you don't have to do the spin. You don't have to travel. There's loads of options, depending on how confident you're feeling with it. Does feel fun when you've got it though. Bit frantic, but fun. One more time, folks, and then we'll move on to drama for the day. Here we go. Here we go.
Stepping Dawn, come on, buddy, Stepping Dawn.
Knees, up. Stepping time. And toe tap. Forwards. Cross Three walks. Here we go. There's like a moment before flap like a birdie. I'm tempted to just have a moment to be like, flap like a baby, stepping time. And then away we go again. Well done, everyone. That is not an easy move. If you've got some free time this evening, go and pick up your dinner off mum by doing a step turn gallop. But do not do a step turn gallop when you're walking back with a full plate. Would not recommend. All right, folks, well done for today. Let's drama it up. Okay, everybody, so today we are going to look at an activity that a lot of professional actors do in order to get into their role. So, of course, the most successful actors in the world are able to not look or appear like them anymore, not act like them, not have any of their own characteristics and personality, and completely take on the character of somebody else, this person that they've been given the role of playing, right? That's their job. And then that is what makes the movie or a play so successful, because the audience believe everything, because the actors are so believable, okay? Now, one of the things that they do is they change their hair and start to wear clothes or use props to walk around the house to start to feel what it's like to be that person. So rather the hair and the clothes take over you and transport you, and then hopefully you will start to walk more like that person, maybe have an eyeline or focus like that person, talk like that person, and it feels more natural than just wearing your own stuff and trying to give it a go, okay? So I'm going to give you a little bit more information on Mary and Bert, our two main characters today, and you are then going to hunt around the house without messing it up, of course, and look for some, you can do your hair if you want to change it, look for hats, any kind of clothes, props, things that you might want to use, and start to walk around feeling like that person, okay? And then we will look at some different characters next week, and we'll try to become them and see which ones we find the easiest to do. So we've got two options today, Mary and Bert. So let's find out a little bit more about Mary first. So Mary is described in the movie as practically perfect in every way. So you can't put a foot wrong. Everything about you is what is described as perfect. Of course, you're all perfect in my eyes, beautiful children. But what they mean is the way they speak, the way they hold themselves, always saying the right thing. They never fall over. They've never got a hair out of place, makeup out of place. Everything's perfect in every way. Okay, so that's something you need to have a think about. We know she is a nanny for a job, so very good with children, looks after children, maybe has kind of good management skills with children. She has magical powers. So you might want to think about how you would act if you knew you had magical powers and other people don't. I checked, where does she live? And the words are, she lives outside of time. Time isn't a place, it means the time. So that is why she doesn't age. She has always been the same age. Can you imagine that? So someone with magical powers that just appears from somewhere and never ages. So she doesn't have to worry about wrinkles or getting old. You have to think about that when you're walking around like this character too. At one point in the movie, she's seen, I think it might be the beginning, sitting on a cloud doing makeup. So it's almost like she's come from the heavens, some sort of like higher up power maybe. She's come from the clouds, and we know she wears makeup. Her personality is fairly stern but kind and nurturing. So what does it mean to be fairly stern but also kind and nurturing? You're going to have to think about that too. And some of her special abilities are speaking to animals, transporting through time, and she has ability to fly. Okay, so that is going to be up to you. You are welcome to Google Mary Poppins, look at some pictures of what she wears. She very often has a bag and she gets loads and loads of stuff out of that. She often has an umbrella. Her feet are often really, really turned out. She wears hats quite often. Look at her hair, and it is up to you. If you're going to use parents' clothes, please ask their permission. Please put them back beautifully as you found them afterwards. But try and, if you choose to do the Mary character, try and feel what it is like to be that person, to be the best actor you can be. If you are going to choose our Bert character, let's find out a little bit more about Bert. So he is described as a jack of all trades. That means he's really, really handy at doing loads of different stuff. He can't just chimney sweep. Maybe he can like fix a car. Maybe he's really clever at sewing clothes and mending things. Like he's one of those people that's really good at doing loads of stuff. He never stays in one trade too long, so he moves from job to job. Okay, that's a good thing to think about. He is a long-time friend of Mary. He understands that she has magical powers. He doesn't make a big deal of it. Very easygoing, never loses his temper. So we've got this lovely smile on his face. How do you make yourself easygoing? How can you make yourself chill? If you find out, let me know. Never angry, so we've got to keep it calm if you're going to try and be Bert. Always looks on the bright side of life. So you might have to think, how are you going to show that in your face and your body? Usually wears worn out clothing and has soot on his face, which is the dirt from the chimneys. So we can see he's kind of got like a little bit of a neck scarf, neckerchief going on. Can you find like a flat cap? Can you find some sort of like mop or brush? Would that make you feel more like him? So try and find little bits and bobs around your house that will help you to become Bert. And then as you start to move around the house, you're no longer walking as you. You are Bert. Good luck, people. If anyone does want to send me any videos of that happening, love to see. Of course, you're going to share me videos right at the end when we've learned everything. I'm going to try and put together a Mary Poppins show of primary stuff. But in the meantime, if you want to send me anything to show me what you're up to, amazing. Pause the video now while you go and do that for 5-10 minutes, and then come back and please cool down so you don't have sore muscles for tomorrow. Excellent work, team. Excellent work today at Upper Primary on our Mary Poppins extravaganza. It is now, of course, sadly, the end of our lesson. Well done for getting in from school and joining me. That's excellent that you're doing that. Thank you so much. It's just no fun without you, so you're kind of going to have to come and join me every day. Well, twice a week. So let's cool down with our old Feed the Birds tune. So we will start with our feet together and take a nice deep breath in. And let it all go. And again, breathe in. And we'll take this all the way down to the floor, trying not to bend the knees, and see how close we can get to touching the floor. To do our fingers a favour, let's bend them knees to see if we can get a bit further down. And as we straighten the legs, can you leave the hands there? Let's try that one more time. Bend the knees. And let's stretch. Alright, let's bring this down to sitting today. We will start with our frog, which is of course the soles of the feet together, the knees flop out. We think about pulling ourselves up with our piece of string at the top of our head and stretching over. You can sway from side to side and sing with Mary if you want to. Alright, coming back up, let's stretch one leg in front and think again of that piece of string up and over the one leg.
That's what she cries
Alright, let's bring it up and swap our legs. Other leg straight out in front. Piece of string up and over. Okay, and we'll take the legs out to second. Just as a recap, that is your legs are stretched out as far out as they can go, but the knees must remain up to the ceiling and we keep our legs straight. We think about coming forward onto our sitting bones so we're not caving in. If you are caving in, you might need to bring your legs slightly further in. And we think about that piece of string on the top of our head. We take one arm up and we go over into our side stretch. Alright, let's go the other way, team. Take that arm up. Then you're reaching up and over. Lovely. Okay, this time we're going to turn our shoulders and chest so that we're facing the leg. This time this is a different kind of stretch. Our last one was on the side. This one's going to go over on the leg rather. So lean and see if you can reach that foot. I don't know if anyone else has lost a bit of flexibility over the summer. We were getting really bendy, weren't we, towards the end then? But we need to keep practicing, don't we, to get it back. It's not, all is not lost, team, I promise. Let's stretch to the other side. Perfect, let's pancake, hands out in front. See if you can get your tummy to the floor. I guarantee I won't today, but we'll get there again, once again. So just breathe into that stretch. Oh, and bring it back in. Let's shake those legs in and give them a little bit of relief. And we'll come up to standing, so bring yourself onto your knees. Tuck those toes under, and we are going to do our stretch leg again, seeing if we can keep our hands on the floor. Off you go. Is that any easier this time? And take the feet out to second and have that stretch over. I'm just going to put that song on again. Right, that'll do. Stretch it over. And slowly roll up, thinking about every bit of vertebrae, stacking one on top of the other. Okay, we'll try a couple of standing stretches. So we're going to do our quad stretch. This is our quad here, the front of our thigh. We will grab the foot with our hand and put our heel to our bottom, keeping our knees together. You might want to find a wall to lean on for this, or you can put your arm out to the side to help with your balance. Woo! Lovely, let's go on the other side. Check that heels to that bottom and the knees are together. All right, let's take an arm across the chest and hook it in. And we'll go on the other side. And our final stretch of the day, arm up to the ceiling, flop at the elbow, catch it and pull it. Lovely, okay, other side, arm up. Flop at the elbow, catch it and pull it. Oh, it's such a calming song, isn't it, after all that craziness? Okay, so let's end with our beautiful breaths. Deep breath in. And again, deep breath in. Let it all out. And we take our final breath in. Bring our hands to our heart space and say, well done for all of your hard work today in upper primary. See you next time.